Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me once again on Sportston. I am Ryan Eastman coming to you live from Lone Star Nation. The Edmonton Totems are on the road taking on the Texas Lone Stars. Interesting matchup tonight. A lot on the line as both teams fight for the playoff berth. Edmonton much better off in that stance. Almost guaranteed a playoff spot at this point based on the performance this season, whereas Texas is trying to claw the division title away from Winnipeg and steal a playoff spot. With that, we're going to move on to the tip-off. Edmonton's going to win it. Hirvonen with the ball at the top of the perimeter. Matching up against Martinu. Gets a nice screen. Can't get into the post, though, as he's forced to back up deep into the woods. Calls for another screen again, this time double-teamed. Martinu putting strong defensive pressure on him. Forced to take a long three deep in the woods off the backboard. Lax with the rebound. Knight going to bring the ball to the court and pass it to Kurosaki. Back over to Knight, who has a lane to the basket, lays it up and in. Off of the backboard. First bucket goes to the Texas Lone Stars. Hirvonen, top of the key. Passing over to Dappermont, the rookie. Hirvonen's moving in the paint, giving a screen. Looking like they're going to want to go to Hicks down in the post. Only 3 seconds left, though. Forced to take a shot. Fouled on it, but gets the bucket to fall. Kurosaki called on the contact there. Chance for an and one. Hicks from the line is good, giving Edmonton a 1-point lead, 3-2. Both teams starting off well in the first minute. Kurosaki with the ball. Driving into the paint, fights off against Hicks, loses it, but Knight's able to pick it up. Gets contact from Hicks on the way up off of corralling the loose ball. Was hoping to take advantage of the defensive confusion there. Hicks rotated over fast enough to put a paw in his face, but was unable to prevent the contact. Go on the first. Knight rattles around a bit, but it falls in the end off the front iron. Jelinska is going to bring the ball up the court for Edmonton. Matching up against Knight, dishes over to Hirvonen. Hirvonen wide pass to Hicks, left key, no good from the three-point line. Jelinska steals the ball from the offensive rebound, ends up with the ball back underneath the basket, puts it up and in over Lax. Strong active pause in there. She went up for the offensive rebound, wasn't able to get it, but stuck a quick paw in there and swiped the ball away from the defender. Half of Edmonton was already preparing to fall back, as was Texas. No good on that shot. Edmonton 5 points, Texas 4. Jelinska in the woods, passing over to Dappermont. Dappermont back to Jelinska. Calls with the screen, dishes over to Romanara. Jelinska for three. Off the iron, no good. Ling with the rebound. Kurosaki, dangerous cross-court pass for Lax. Knight ends up with on the right sideline. Calls for the screen. Knocks Jelinska over. Dishes over to Lax. Lax able to lay it up and in with the defensive switch, being forced to pull off of him. Jelinska needs to stay on her feet. She can't afford to fall over like that. Gives the offense an easy chance for a quick basket. Texas up by 1. Hicks going for a pump fake. Dishes over to Jelinska for three. This time able to make it. First three-pointer of the night for either team. Expect some fireworks coming out from them. Knight, very dangerous sharpshooter from all over the court. Jelinska is no slouch herself. Knight from the woods passing over to Ling. Ling over to Kurosaki from the left sideline. Bounces off the iron. Looked like it was going to roll in, but no good. 3-on-4 fast break. Slowed down. Jelinska with the ball for Edmonton. Giving it back over to Hirvonen. Hirvonen from three. No good. Both teams trying to get the three-game rolling early, but neither really finding success from beyond the arc. Lax with the ball. Open lane to the basket. Could have dunked it. Decides to lay it in safely. Ties the score up at 8 apiece. Defense was not putting their player between them and the basket. Jelinska dishing over to Hicks. Hicks going for a turnaround jumper. Nothing but net. Sweet release on that shot. Defender was not prepared for such a quick turnaround after picking up the ball. Jelinska on the assist. Laxton come over and give a screen for Martineau. Martineau had a lane to the basket, but Ravonen was able to outspeed him and catch back up. Forced to stop his drive and back up all the way to the three-point line. Dishes down to Lax in the post. No good, though. Dappermont with the rebound. Jelinska going one-on-one. Pass back over to Ravonen. Was able to lay it up and in on the fast break. Good quarter well awareness from Jelinska, knowing that Ravonen was behind her and had a better shot at the basket than she did. Texas was unable to get back on defense given her speed. Kurosaki fakes a drive in, goes for a three-pointer. It looked like it was going to be good there for a second, but just rattled out. Was able to bait his defender into biting on the drive. Jelinska pump fakes. Pump fakes again, trying to pass it, trying to get her defender off of her. Dangerous pass intercepted by Martineau. Give him over to Kurosaki. One-on-one. 3-on-3 now. Blocked. Not sure who exactly that was, but that was a beautiful block coming out from Edmonton. Dappermont finishes the fast break on the other end. I believe that was Ling with the block. Edmonton pulling out an early lead, 14-8, off multiple fast breaks. Able to separate from Texas with 6 minutes and some change left in the quarter. Another block coming out. Sorry, it was Hicks this first block, and Hicks with another one now. Jelinska with the ball. Ravonen, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, giving up to Siegfried. Siegfried back to Jelinska, only 5 seconds left. Going to have to get something ready. Calls for a screen from Dappermont. Drives in, takes a shot from the free throw line. No good, but Dappermont, the offensive rebound and the putback. Easy basket, doubles the score on Texas, and Texas is forced to call a timeout. No surprise there. They have allowed Edmonton to get on the scoring run. Coupled with their scoring drought is devastating for the score differential here. Texas needs to slow down from the three-point line. They are not producing from out there. They definitely need to make sure they're boxing out. Giving up an offensive rebound to the rookie there was not good fundamentals coming out from them. It happens occasionally, but they cannot allow that to be a consistent thing, and we're going to see a block. Nereus went up for the shot, block, gets the ball back. Dappermont called for the foul after the first block. However, contact will mean that we go to the line for two. Nereus, not the most consistent free throw shooter, so not the worst player to send to the line. Nereus was a starter last year for Texas, has slipped more to a sixth fur role with Ling taking a share of the starting rotation. Rattles around, but gets the first one. We see a substitution from Edmonton, bringing Baxter Buckley and Chester Longtail, two rookies, onto the floor. Nereus, both looked a little scary, but managed to get both free throws to fall. Brings it back to 6-point game. Edmonton. Longtail, top of the perimeter, passing over to Buckley. Buckley back over to Jelinska. She calls for the screen, able to get into the paint. Pulls up early, though, with the defense in her face. Can't get the ball to fall, though. 12-footer, no good. Lindsey Morrison passing over to Kurosaki. Oda Knight on the left sideline, calling a defensive violation on Chester Longtail. That's going to send them to the line for one shot and then they will retain possession. Of course, sending Knight to the line is a big mistake, but he misses without any of the pressure at home. You do not. Even centers typically make that shot. It's the least pressured shot in the game. No one around you to distract you, and when you have the home court on your side. Knight spins around for the jumper, 2 in his face, still makes the shot. Makes the difficult shot, but can't make the easy free throw. Talk about irony there. Could have been a 3-point game, stuck at 16-12 with 4 minutes and a little over 30 seconds left. Sutters passing over to Rux. Rux from 3-point line, off the front iron, no good. Sutters with the offensive rebound, and Baxter Buckley puts it back up. Nice offensive rebound from Sutters and the assist to Buckley. Edmonton is putting pressure on Texas down low in the post. Knight drives in, trying to get into the paint, forced to back off. Back over to Seckford. Seckford to Zuleta. Zuleta goes for the shot. No good. Longtail with the rebound. Finwatcher in for Edmonton. Calls for the screen. Gets by her man. Actually double teamed here. Decides to go for the shot though as the defense was trying to figure out who was on her. No good though. Zuleta going to go for a faster play. Decides to slow it down. Passing back up to Morrison on the perimeter. Morrison gets a screen from Nureyev. Goes to the shot. Defender comes over. Unable to affect Colley as she went for the shot, though. Nice basket. Puts it back within 4. Morrison coming over from Albany after her 1-year contract. Has helped fill Texas's need at the point guard position with Buck Hopper's retirement. Added depth to support Martineau. Morrison going for a shot from 5 feet out. No good. Sutters the rebound. Ruck's going to bring it up for Edmonton. Passing over to Buckley. Buckley might have a lane to the basket if he's able to get by his defender. Starting to post up. Gets into the paint. Fights it. Can't get it to fall, though. Nice physical effort coming out from Buckley, but just was unable to get the basket to fall. Texas has a chance here to get this back to a 1-point game. Knight going for 3. Off the iron, no good, but Nureyev with the offensive rebound and the putback, no good. But Seckford now blocked by Longtail, out of bounds. 3 opportunities to bring it back to a 1-possession game. None of them converted, and then we're going to see Knight subbed out for Rain. Texas still has possession of the ball, but after 3 shots, no bucket. Not the ideal conversion rate, especially when those high percentage buckets from inside the paint. Morrison trying to drive by Finwatcher, able to get into the post. Wanted to spin around, but decided to dish it to Nureyev. Nureyev able to get the contact and the bucket. Chance to go to the line for an and 1. You see Lindsay subbed out for Ortega. Calico Cat. Texas gets the free throw to fall. 1-point deficit, 18-17. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter, and Edmonton can go ahead and call a timeout here. They let the lead slip away. At one point, this was a 16-8 game. However, they've let Texas go on a scoring run of 9 to their 2. They can't afford to let this quarter end with Texas having the momentum here. Don't be surprised if we see a drawn-up play early in the shot clock. Dangerous pass to Sutters. Decides to kick it out to Rux, though. Rux for 3. That is definitely a design play. Extremely dangerous. Passing down low to Sutters. Then dishing it out to Rux as the defense collapsed in on Sutters. Beautifully drawn play, but high risk there. Could have easily been intercepted. Rain, nice little move. He's down to the post. Leaves Seckford open. Long, too. Defender was nowhere around him. Able to drain that, though. 16-footer is good, bringing Texas back to 2 points down, 19-21. Edmonton with the lead. Finwatcher drives into the paint, double teamed, no good. Decides to try and do an isolation play. A little surprising that they would have drawn up such a risky play on the inbound and not had a plan for the next possession. Ortega with the ball, passing over to Zuleta. Zuleta. Fox from 3-point land, no good. Longtail with the rebound. Finwatcher now. Deep in the woods. Gets a screen from Chester, but unable to get anywhere into the beyond the key there. Calling another isolation play. One-on-one matchup. Drives into the basket, lays it up and in over her defender. That's a much better isolation play drawn up than the previous possession. That time they actually pulled all of the defense to the right side of the court, leaving her a lane if she could just outspeed her opponent. We're going to see Zuleta again for three, this time able to convert. Defense is going to have to start playing him tighter from out there, or else he's going to start draining those all day. That's the first three-pointer for Texas tonight. Finwatcher gets a screen, gets the man to fall. Rux for three, no good. Rux was left wide open there as the defense tried to collapse on the paint, but Rux unable to convert the open shot. Nereus, though, first lead of the night for Texas after that, besides that first bucket. 24-23. Firmly say that Texas has the momentum right now. Edmonton. Finwatcher is going to have the ball at the top of the key. Takes a three. No good. Nereus with another rebound. Nereus providing valuable minutes off the bench, pulling down boards, and scoring the basket on the other end. We're going to see him possibly take the last second shot here. 5 seconds left. 0.5 seconds left. No good. Sutter is called on the foul. Nereus going the line for two. Nereus perfect so far from the free throw line. Continues the streak, even though they've been messy. None of them have been a clean swish. All of them have been off of the rim or off the backboard. 0.4 seconds though left, leaves no time for Edmonton to actually take a shot here, as Nereus gives Texas a 3-point lead, 26-23. And with that, the first quarter will come to a close. Texas coming back from an 8-point deficit to end the quarter with a 3-point lead. Very surprising to see the momentum swing so rapidly in their favor.
Just get into the basket.
It's been off the back of Nereus, though, coming off the bench. Majority of the points, I think he's outscored most of Texas's starters. Don't be surprised if you see him on the floor more if Edmonton rebuilds a lead now that their starters are back on the floor for the most part. Out of bounds. Good defensive pressure forces the mistake. Costly turnover. We'll see Ivor Drake bringing the ball up the court for Edmonton. Passing over to Kajeta. Kajeta to Dappermont. Dappermont, top of the key, dishes back over to Ivor Drake. Tiny Tiger with the ball in the perimeter. Dishes down to Siegfried. Siegfried posting up, spins around, off the backboard, no good. We're going to see Martineau on the fast break. A little too much power behind it. Bounces off the right iron. Drake on the perimeter, drawing up a play, calling for a screen. His defender gets around it, though, forcing him to pass to Dappermont, who does a wild cross-court pass to Hicks. Hicks unable to get the bucket to fall, but Kajeta gets the offensive rebound and passes back out to Drake. 2-minute drought for Edmonton. Need a basket soon to break this cold spell. Hicks on the perimeter, 6 seconds left. Needs to do something with the ball or else he's going to be taking a three. And Romanov being left with it. Hicks giving back the ball. 0.1 second on the shot clock. It looked like able to get it off, though. Was afraid that Siegfried was going to have to take that shot from 16 feet out, and that's not a bucket he's known to make. Would have been just giving the possession up had he taken the shot. Ishijimi. Huge block coming out. I can't tell who exactly was it. Ishijima going to be sat back down after that. Lick his wounds as Ling comes back on the floor. That was Siegfried on that huge block there on the rookie. Morrison going to take the shot off the inbound. No good. Siegfried with the defensive rebound. The White Lion sending that ball way out of bounds there. I'm surprised no one on the floor got hit by that ball. It's probably a good thing that no one got hit. They might have gone to the hospital. And with that, Edmonton actually takes the lead back off of a nice little close shot. Lax forced to back out to the perimeter. Dishing over to Morrison. Morrison playing isolation. Gets by her man. Dangerous pass to Ling, but Ling gets by the defender and lays it up and in. Almost a dunk there with how close Ling was to the basket, the Panda. Hicks now with the ball. Holding on to it. I'm not sure if he was trying to wait for a play to develop, but Jelinska ends up with it. 4 seconds left. Going to have to drive into the paint. Lays it up and in. Too much power behind it. No defender was really on her, but just did not want to fall in. Dribbled out the front where Morrison was able to get the rebound. Good screen coming out. Gives her a lane to the basket. Decides to dish it back out to Martineau in the end. Martineau from three-point land. Second three-pointer tonight for Texas. Gives them a 4-point lead. Edmonton had started to find their stride again, but Texas has not slowed down. Siegfried almost loses the ball there. Spins around, pump fakes, gives it back up to Hervonen. Hervonen with the screen. High arcing shot, swishes nothing but net. Good use of the screen from the White Lion there, able to get open using a high arcing shot to get over the defender. But Morrison got a lane to the basket, but again, Siegfried, huge rejection, 3-on-3 fast break. That ball was spiked down like a volleyball player, spiking a perfectly set ball. I'm amazed Dapperon was able to catch the ball. And Jelinska gets an offensive rebound with the block there. Kurosaki ends up with it. Surprising that Jelinska was able to pull down that her own offensive rebound, given there were 3 defenders between her and the basket, but maybe Texas wasn't sure who was going to go for the ball. No good on the shot. Ling with the offensive rebound. Used better height there to get a hold of it. Morrison no good from three-point land. Hervonen going to bring the ball up, dishing to Hicks. Hicks 2-on-2 fast break. Pass was a little wild, so they weren't able to continue. However, Kurosaki called on the foul. Hicks gets the bucket, ties it up, but with the foul has a chance to make it an and one. Give Edmonton the lead once again. Martineau and Lax are going to be subbed out for Knight and Seckford. Hicks no good on the free throw. Game will remain tied at 31 apiece with 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Knight with the ball. Passing over to Ling. Ling over to Morrison, who's open on the right corner. Able to get it, but was not a three-pointer. Calls were inside the line. Long two-pointer is good, though. See if Edmonton's able to counter back. Jelinska down low. Surprised she went up against Ling, but was able to get the contact, so she'll go to the line for 2 after missing the basket. Good on the first. And Hicks subbed out for Buckley. Good on the second. Nothing but net both times. Morrison passing over to Knight. Knight forced to pick up the ball. Passing over to Morrison. Morrison spins around, loses it. Ling, though, gets the rebound. Gets the ball, loose ball picked up. Goes for a turnaround jumper, though, from far away. No good. Would have liked to have seen her slow it down a bit after that near turnover. And we see Hervonen going for a long 2 from the right baseline. Lindsay going to have to watch out on her spin moves going to the post. Kurosaki left open for 3. Nothing but net. He was cold in the first quarter, but finally able to land one. Edmonton can't afford to leave him open if he's starting to feel it now. Edmonton almost loses the ball there. Jelinska accidentally ran into Siegfried's tail with the ball. Able to get it back, though, and Ling is going to get the rebound. Long 3 coming out again. Texas is starting to find their stride now. Knight Great three coming out from him. Texas could begin to pull away here if they are going to keep making these threes from all over the court from different players. It's difficult enough to put one defender and stop Knight without having to pull a second one over, but when Kurosaki starts making his shots, you know you're in trouble. Sutter is down low in the post. Decides not to go for it, dishes it back to Buckley on the perimeter, who decides to back down the post himself. Goes up, and in. Too much power behind it. The Beaver unable to get the layup in. Rain gets into the paint for free. Ends up going to Knight on the perimeter. It looked like it was going to go in. Rolled in and out, though. More of Edmonton's luck there than their defense keeping them in it. And we're going to see a quick shot coming out from Malinchka from the right sideline, answering back with three of her own. Keeping it close. Edmonton down 3, 36-39. Knight now with the ball. Passing up to Kurosaki, who's going to go for three from the top of the key. No good. Almost giving up offensive rebound, but a 3-on-3 fast break. Jelinska decides to take it herself, gets around the defender, and lays it up and in. She had her pick of who she wanted to give it to, and she decided to stick with herself. Was able to outspeed the Otter and get to the basket. Seckford dishing back to Knight. Knight deep in the woods. Passing over to Kurosaki. Kurosaki gets open again from the left corner of the key. No good. Perhaps that first shot gave him too much confidence, and Siegfried passes the ball over Jelinska's head. Out of bounds. We see some substitutions. Nerea is coming back in for Texas. This could be a big chance for them if he continues to shoot like he did in the first quarter. After some rest, Rain gets by her defender, goes up to the basket, lays it up and in over two defenders though. No one paying attention to the Penguin there. Able to drive it into the lane. Rucks on the perimeter for Edmonton. Going to dish it down to Buckley, who's going to go for three. Buckley showing off his own range, anywhere from the post to the perimeter. He's not afraid to take the shot. Ties it up at 41 apiece. Under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Knight with the ball, passing over to Nereas. Probably going to get back to Knight at the top of the perimeter. Knight trying to set an isolation to get into the drive to the basket. Calls for the screen from Nereas. Maybe wanted to dish to him. Forced to pick it up. 2 seconds left. Rain goes for a long three. Not the range that you want to see a shot taken with 1 second left on the shot clock. Almost an air ball there. Able to get it though. And Jelinska going for a shot in traffic. A bit of a silly mistake coming out from her. Knight with the ball for Texas into the paint. Lays it in. Gives Texas the lead once again. However, Edmonton has managed to stay close, keeping it within a basket or two. And we're going to see Jelinska pull back at the free throw line and equal the score once again at 43 apiece. Nereas giving a screen for Knight down low in the post. Maybe wanted to get to him on a drive to the basket, but did not develop. And now Knight on the perimeter. Pump fakes no good on the bite. Gets into the paint though, fouled by Rux. Casey, first foul of the night, going to send Marcus to the line. Good on the first. See a mass substitution for both teams. Knight good on the second as well. Edmonton's managed to fight and claw to keep it close. Would not be surprised if their goal was to get a small lead going before that end of the first half. They let Texas get the momentum at the end of the first quarter. Perhaps they're going to try and push into the final 2 minutes. Ivor Drake going to go for a long two, no good. Offensive rebound almost given up there, but Ortega using his height to get the ball. Reyes on the perimeter, dishes to Knight. Knight trying to be fast there, could not get the ball down low in the post. Sent out of bounds, giving Edmonton another chance to tie the score up. Drake with the ball. Passing over to Longtail. Longtail just going to give it back to Drake in the end. Give him a screen on as a goodbye, and Sutter's going to go for a shot. No good, but Longtail gets the offensive rebound, putback, and the foul off of Nereus. He has a chance to give Edmonton a lead. Rattles around, gets it the fall. The and one is good, 46-45. 1 point lead for Edmonton. But Nereus thought he had that for... Not sure how he missed that shot. I'm left flabbergasted as we see Edmonton take the ball back on the other end of the court, get a foul on the shot. I thought Nereus could have just slammed that in, but too much on the ball, just rolled it in and out of the basket. He looks shocked too that he missed that. He probably wishes he had another chance at that. That was an easy shot for him to make. We see Zuleta with the ball, passing up to Ortega on the perimeter. Gets a screen. Not able to get by his defender yet, though. Forced to stay at the free throw line. Now backed up to the perimeter. Another screen, this time called for the charge. Don't see that often on... Defenders usually don't want to risk looking silly, setting up for a charge, taking a charge. It's very easy to get beat by your defender. As he rucks, pump fakes, and gets his defender to bite. Drives into the basket off of that pump fake. Gives Edmonton a 6-point lead. The momentum has clearly swung in their favor going into the last 2 minutes of this half. Ishijima gets by his defender, lays it up and in. They were not expecting that burst of speed from the Siberian Tiger, and Lone Stars are going to get possession off of the out-of-bounds pass by Longtail. Nereus subbed out, and Marchanu will be coming back in. Just as it looked like Edmonton was pulling away, a couple silly mistakes on defense and careless passing have given Texas a chance to keep it close in the final 30 seconds of the regulation. Lax passing over to Marnu. Marnu gonna play in isolation, trying to drive to the basket. Gives it up to Ishijima, far out, rattled in. Ishijima showing off some range there with that long two. 18 seconds on the shot clock, but less than 2 seconds separate the game clock and shot clock, so would not be surprised if Edmonton take the last second shot here. Passing over to Sutter. Sutter's back to Drake, 7 seconds left. Dangerous pass over to Kajeta. Kajeta trying to be too fast with it, send it flying out of bounds. 5.9 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off. However, they left just enough time for Texas to get up the court and take a shot. They're going to give it to Marnu. Passing over to Ishijima for three. No good. Would have liked to have seen Marnu take the shot there. Bit more of his range, but he has been a little off so far tonight outside of the post. With that, Totems in the first half up by 2. Lone Stars 49, Edmonton Totems 51. And we're going to look at the halftime stats for Texas without even looking. I already tell you the MVP of the half is Nereus. Looking at the starters, Knight 4 for 6 from the field, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, ended up with 13 points and a block, 3 rebounds as well. Kurosaki having a tough night so far, 1 for 6, unable to really convert much from the 3-point line. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. If he manages his 3-point shooting a bit better, he'll potentially bring up his field goal percentage and definitely would help out Texas's scoring margin here. Ling, only 2 shots taken, but 4 rebounds, 2 points. Lax, 4 points, 2 for 3. Marnu, 1 for 3 tonight, coming in from deep 3-point line. Seckford, 2 points, 2 rebounds in his time on the court. Zuleta, 1 basket made from the 3-point land, started that 3-point run in that first quarter. Morrison, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then Nereus, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He's only been 2 for 5 from the field. However, when it's mattered, he's gotten the points from the free throw line by drawing contact. 6 rebounds and an assist also. coming out from the White Sturgeon. Rain, 7 minutes on the floor, only 1 basket so far, but 4 assists in that limited amount of times. Ortega, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers. And then Ishijima, 4 points in his 5 minutes on the floor so far tonight. And then switching on over to Edmonton, Siegfried, 0 for 1 tonight, however, has had 2 huge blocks. Big statement-making blocks. Jelinska doing the majority of the scoring for Edmonton with 12 points, 3 assists to steal. 4 for 11, has not been necessarily shooting great from the floor, but 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Dappermont, perfect from the field, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. Hicks, 9 points, 1 rebound, 2 blocks coming out from him. Sutters, 0 for 1, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Hervonen, 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. 2 for 6 so far tonight. Chester Longtail, 3 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. Baxter Buckley, 5 points, 1 rebound. Rux, 5 points, 1 coming from the three-point line, 2 assists. Finwatcher, 4 points, 2 for 7 so far, though not having a great night from the floor. 1 assist, no turnovers. Ivor Drake, limited time on the floor, only 5 minutes, only took 1 shot. And Kajeta, 3 points, being a foul, a 3 and 1 situation, able to get that bucket to convert, plus a rebound. However, that costly turnover at the end of the first half stole a chance for Edmonton to possibly get a bigger lead, and we'll have to see if that matters in the end. Texas is dangerous when they're hitting their threes. If Kurosaki had made just 2 more of his threes tonight, there would be a huge difference in the score right here. We're going to see a fadeaway shot from the free throw line. No good. Jelinska is going to get the rebound. 2-on-2 fast break. She decides to take it into the free throw line. Dishing it back out to Hicks for 3. Gets it to fall. Edmonton also answering with 3s early in this quarter. Marnu looked like he was going to drive into the paint. Decided to back it up, though, as the defense was starting to collapse on him. Marnu passed it over to Knight. Bo Dappermont comes with a huge block, and Jelinska's on a fast break. Marnu, the only thing standing between her and the basket, and not able to put up a good enough defensive effort. No foul called on the contact, but Jelinska gets the fast break bucket. The Golden Retriever was unable to get back fast enough on defense there. We're going to see Knight with the ball for Texas. Down by 7 at this point. Early scoring run from Edmonton, and they steal the ball. However, it's going to end up with Edmonton possession in the end. 7 seconds on, or Texas possession in the end. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Defender was able to strip the ball away from the player going for the shot. However, they couldn't get the ball under control before it went out of bounds. Ling is going to pass in to Lax. Lax way on the perimeter. Is going to have to dish it to someone. 4 seconds left. Passes to Marnu. Marnu turns around. No good on the turnaround jumper from the free throw line. Jelinska is going to get the rebound. Pass over to Hicks. Left open on the right perimeter. A little too much power behind. If he'd been a foot farther back, he would have had him. We're going to see Knight answering with a fast break of his own. Gives Texas the first bucket of the quarter. Dappermont at the top of the perimeter. Matched up against Lax. Going to dish it over to Jelinska for a quick 3 off the pass. No good, and we're going to see Siegfried called on the loose ball foul. Trying to get to the basket for the offensive board. Too much contact there. Knight calls for the screen on Jelinska. Ling passes over to Marnu, who's open for 3. No good, though. Jelinska is going to end up with the ball for Edmonton. Gives it off to Hervonen, who's been quiet tonight. Jelinska has been the main linchpin tonight. Loses the ball, and Jelinska gets the rebound. Takes the shot. No good, though. Again, panicking a little bit when the ball is loose. She had plenty of time on the shot clock to set up a better shot there. Pump fake draws the defender up in the air. Marnu ends up with the ball at the perimeter. Gives it off to Knight, though. Back to Ling with only 3 seconds left. Has to give it to Lax. Marnu forced to take a shot with less than a second left. However, he makes the long three work this time. 54 to 56. Edmonton's still up by 2, and we're going to see another timeout from Edmonton, this time a full timeout. They did a great job stopping Texas's design play there on that last possession. However, they just weren't able to get a body close enough on Martineau that far out. He was a good 3 or 4 feet beyond the three-point line when he made that shot, fading away. Takes a lot of arm strength to be able to make it that distance. However, it tires you out extremely quickly, so keep an eye on how their players' stamina is being managed throughout this game. Hicks for Edmonton, taking the long shot from the top of the key. Good, not a three-pointer, but a basket's a basket at this point. Edmonton wants to maintain this lead. Knight ends up with the ball. Has an isolation play set up so he could drive to the basket. Unable to get by Jelinska though. Tries again, still nowhere. Gets within range, but dishes it to Rain at the top of the perimeter, giving it to Ling. Ling having to corral a dangerous pass. Somehow gets the turnaround jumper to fall. It bounced on the rim at least 3 times before dropping in. Had less than a second to catch the pass and take the shot there. Very dangerous and very risky play. Jelinska decides to dish it to Romanov. I'm going to keep messing his name up, so I'm just going to call him Siegfried. Rain, passing over to Knight. Steps out of bounds though, trying to be fancy on the perimeter. Loses track of where he is and just steps out of bounds. Ramanorin. I'm going to keep saying his name until I get it right, so I apologize. I'm turning into Marcus Baylor over here. Jelinska open for 3. Nothing but net. She's shooting far better from the three-point line than inside today. Then again, when you're left that open, I think most players can hit that. Lindsay coming in for Knight. Nereus having to corral a bad pass. Still ends up in the post, though. Turns around, gets an offensive violation, though, before the shot. Heartbreaking. Looked like he was going to get the contact on that pump fake, but he just spent too long in the paint there. They're going to get called on that, and a turnover for Texas. Edmonton, chance to push this lead a little bit as they made some substitutions. Buckley in now, as is Finwatcher. Siegfried with the turnaround jumper, gets it to fall. He's been quiet tonight, but there we go with a bucket far away from the basket, fading away. At least a 13-footer, but after the fadeaway, they turned into like a 16-footer. White Tiger getting it done. Lindsey Morrison driving in, dishes it to Nereus. Nereus goes up for the shot. Speaking of the White Tiger, gets contact from him. No good on the basket, but he gets another chance to go from the line where he's been perfect tonight. 5 for 5. Let's see if he can keep it up. Good on this first. And good on the second. That's 7 in a row from him tonight. Majority of his points coming from the free throw line. He needs to keep it up. He might as well just keep trying to draw the contact if he's going to be that consistent today. Siegfried steps into his shot off the back iron. Too much power there. If he had faded away, it would have been the perfect strength. Morrison wanted to step in isolation play. Looks like she's going to get her chance to go for the basket. This time it's Dappermont, the rookie, called on the foul. Lindsay, no gun the shot. A chance for 2. Good on the first. Good on the second, even though it took a bit of a trip around the rim before it fell in. Keeps Texas within 3 here. And we see Dappermont open in the paint. Could have gone for it, but Finwatcher decides to hold on to it. Blocked. Able to get the own ball back. Rux from 3. In and out, though. Heartbreaking. Looked like it was going in for sure. Just a little off on the shot there. Morrison gets his spin move around. I thought for a second Dagmar was going to be able to block it, but just let it go since it was descending. It would have been a goaltending violation. Good call on his part because the ball was not going to go in either way. Finwatcher stripped though by Rain. Tried to spin around her defender. Stolen there by quick active pause. Kurosaki ends up with the ball on the perimeter. Passing over to Rain. Three seconds left. Held on to the ball for a long time. Dishes it to Morrison. Goes for a three. Ties it back up. 63 apiece. Landing that bomb at the last second. Both teams are going to make some substitutions at the next dead ball. Huge screen comes out. Siegfried, though. Nereus able to pick it off. Morrison has an open lane to the basket. Finwatcher comes up and fouls Morrison as she's driving to the basket, not willing to give up that easy layup, make her earn it from the line. However, Texas has been very good from the free throw line tonight. Don't be surprised if we see 2 easy baskets. After they take a trip around the rim, that thing bounced 4 or 5 times there. Still waiting for one of them to miss. Go in the second, gives Texas the lead. Once again, first time in 10 or 12 minutes that they've actually had the lead. It's been a battle back and forth. Both teams going on scoring drives. Drake tried to lay it up and in. No good, though, and at his size, unable to even fight for that offensive rebound. Couldn't even see him in that pile of Texas players. Seckford passes over to Nereus. Morrison, 2 seconds on the shot clock, goes for a three. Again with the last second three coming out from Texas. Doing far better in this quarter than they did in the first half. Gives them a 5-point lead, but as we've seen tonight, leads do not last between these two teams right now. Drake trying to do a spin move, gives it off to Longtail. Longtail goes up for the shot and fouled by the skunk, Seckford. No good on the first. And good on the second, though. Gets it back to a 4-point game. Edmonton down by 4 with a little over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Lindsay with the ball way in the woods. Calls for a screen from Nereus. Goes for the three off the screen. Too much power behind it, off the back iron, no good. Drake with the ball on the perimeter. Calls for a screen. Dangerous pass down low, intercepted. Morrison ends up with the ball. Wanted to do a give and go off the screen, but waited too long. Defender was ready for it. Morrison for three, left open. Easy basket when they're that open on the perimeter. Edmonton needs to call a timeout and make some kind of adjustment. They are falling for these switches, and Drake gonna try driving it in, decides to dish it to Brooks cross court instead of facing off against Reyes and Lane. Brooks trying to get into the post, unable to. Gonna call for a screen, but only 2 seconds left. Has to step in with the shot. Gets the shooter's roll though off the iron. Texas up by 5 right now, off the back of Morrison's threes. Dishing to Ortega. Ortega, too much power on the layup. But then, of course, Edmonton has to turn the ball over. Silly Kajeta. Too much power on the pass. Little off, sent out of bounds. We see Hicks subbed in for Sutters. Texas a chance to extend their lead. Zuleta dishes to Ortega, who has a lane to the basket. This time he's good, though. Not too much power. Good give and go there, passing to Zuleta and then driving in off the inbound to the basket. defenders preoccupied trying to intercept the ball on the inbound. Gives the inbounder a chance to get around him. Hicks from 15 feet. Nothing but net coming out from him. He has been the unsung hero for Edmonton. Jelinska's had the majority of the points, but she's also taken the majority of the shots. Hicks has been one of the more consistent besides Dappermon. Reyes backs down to the post over Chester. Even with the defender in his face, Chester was unable to put enough pressure on him to make a miss. Texas answers back with one of their own, keeping it at a 7-point game. Hicks, nice little move, bad pass though, tried to dish it fancily off to Chester, intercepted by Marinu. At that point, he could have just taken the shot. It looked like he had a good chance at the bucket, and then Reyes loses track of where he is on the court, steps out of bounds. Hervonen back in. Cougars been quiet majority of the day. Hicks with the ball, driving into the basket, dishes to Jelinska on the left sideline. Not for three, but a good two. Wide open, could have taken a step back there and attempted the three-pointer, but you can't falter when she makes it. Another costly possession lost by Marcus Knight on the baseline. Loses track once again. The Otter just slips out of bounds. Silly turnovers like that are going to cost Texas in the long run. Looks like Edmonton also wants to do something faster this time. 2 quick passes up to Jelinska. Longtail dishes over to Hicks, who's on the perimeter. Gives it up to Jelinska, who's going to call for a screen to take a three from the top of the perimeter. No good. Screen gave her plenty of room to take that shot there, but just couldn't get the fall. But Ling comes flying in out of nowhere, the giant panda able to get a layup. Longtail over to Hicks. Hicks back to Jelinska, who calls for a screen yet again. This time takes a shot, but blocked by Ling. Jelinska needs to be smarter with the shot she's taking. When she's open, I'm fine. These high traffic shots are failing her right now. Marinu was no good on the shot, giving up to Hicks early for a three. Very early in the shot clock, leaves enough time for potentially the last shot to go to Edmonton. Texas is going to take an open shot early, leaving 17 seconds on the shot clock. Edmonton, final possession of the game unless they decide to shoot it early. Jelinska giving up to Rux. Rux from the right sideline for three, no good, but 5 seconds left. Martinu's going to drive up the court, giving it up to Knight. Knight, last second shot, lays it up and in, 0.7 seconds left. This is 2 quarters now that Texas has gotten the final bucket in and left less than a second left for Edmonton. Poor clock management coming out from the Totems there. Gives Texas another basket. A 9-point lead at the end of the third. 1 quarter left to play, only 12 minutes. Biggest lead tonight is owned by the Texas Lone Stars. Can they hold on, or will Edmonton claw back? Let us see how this fourth quarter unwinds. Jelinska trying to match up against Knight. Unable to get into the paint. Gives it up to Siegfried. Siegfried's blocked by Ling. Marinu on the fast break. Hervonen unable to put enough defensive pressure on the Golden Retriever. Texas up by 11 now. Jelinska on the perimeter. Giving up to Dappermont. Down to Hervonen. Hervonen giving up to Siegfried. Siegfried backing down in the post, trying to out-muscle the Giant Panda. Can't do it, though. Gives it up to Hicks. Hicks almost loses possession. Ends up with Hicks on the perimeter in the last second shot. No good, but Hervonen, offensive rebound, gives up to Dappermont for the putback. And good, and the crowd is silenced. It looked like Edmonton had lost a chance for a possession there, being forced to take a last-second shot, with the shot clock winding down on them. However, good offensive rebound from the point guard, Hervonen. Kurosaki over to Ling. Ling drives in. No foul call there. Surprise. Looked like they were set up for the charge early, but They did not call for the contact. Keeps the lead at 11 for Texas. Hicks looks like he's going to dish it over to Hirvonen. Hirvonen calling for a screen. Gets open, takes the shot, no good, but Siegfried able to get the blocked shot back under Edmonton's control. Dappermont screen. 1.8 seconds left. Hirvonen forced to take a bad shot and get 2 offensive rebounds. Dappermont putting it back for a second time. Fouled by Lax, going to the line for 2. Hirvonen forced to take a bad fadeaway shot. Again, poor clock management after being blocked. Rookie Poodle, good for the first, brings it back to a 10-point game. See if he can get it back to a single-digit lead. And able to, back to a 9-point game. However, Texas with the ball, chance to get back to that 11-point advantage that they've been holding now for the last minute. This is over to Lax. Lax back up to, I believe that was intended for Seckford, but passed out of bounds. Edmonton can't afford to miss this opportunity. This is a beautiful chance for them. Gonna call for an isolation. Gives up to Dappermont though after the screen fails. However, Hirvonen 10 feet out, no one around him, nothing but net. That is how you make good on that opportunity you've been given by that turnover from Texas. Don't take a silly shot. Wait for the open man. And then stepping into it, squaring up to the basket. Don't do a fadeaway. Don't do a turnaround. Good clean shot. And we're going to see an interception by Dappermont. However, Kurosaki gets the ball back. 4 seconds left, all the way behind the baseline. Lindsey Morrison forced to take the shot. Almost airballed off the front iron. 3-on-2 fast break. Hirvonen passing over to Buckley, who had decided to slow it down at the top of the perimeter. Over to Hicks. Hicks from the left sideline for 3. No good. Lax with the defensive rebound. Another chance to whittle this lead away, lost. However, Lindsey Morrison driving into the paint, stripped by Siegfried. Siegfried, active pause, double teaming up on Morrison. Just as Edmonton seemed out of it, they're managing to put a defensive pressure up finally on Texas. And Hirvonen, risky shot, fading away, no good. As I say that, he takes a silly shot. I know he's feeling it maybe right now with the momentum starting to swing in their favor, but that was a silly shot. Lax. Shooters roll off the side iron and good. Back to a 9-point game. Edmonton can't afford to take stupid shots with the 8 minutes and 20 seconds they have left to close this deficit here. Over to Buckley. Buckley pump fakes it. Probably going to dish it to the man in the post. Or he's going to back down himself. Don't know what you can expect from the Beaver. He's able to play a post game as well as the 3-point line. Able to get the bucket and the foul against Rain. Good on the free throw. 3-point play works in Edmonton's favor. Back to a 6-point game. If they can put up a defensive stop here, they have the chance to get it back to a one-bucket game with a 3. However, Morrison gets a nice little spin move. Big pass out to Kurosaki, who's left open as the defense collapsed. Again, left that open. Most players will hit that shot. They have all day to get ready and take the best shot possible. Passing down to Siegfried in the post. Has not matched up well against Ling. This time, though, gets the bucket and the foul. Past couple times he's matched up, he's been blocked and stuffed. Unable to get the free throw to convert, though. Morrison with the ball at the top of the perimeter. Going to drive into the paint. Goes for the shot. Huge block sent way back all the way to the Texas bench as if in a statement. Dappermont, great block. 12 seconds left on the shot clock as they're going to call a timeout, actually. They have 12 seconds to take the ball the length of the court and set up a shot. Not a lot of time. Already down to 8 seconds, and they've just now made it to the 3-point line. Lindsey going to go for an early shot. No good. 6-point game. Edmonton another chance to slowly whittle this lead away from Edmonton. They can close this gap. it will be an amazing comeback. And we see a knocked over player, Dappermont, able to get the bucket off of the beautiful pass coming from Siegfried, off Hervonen. Hervonen, a behind the head pass. Unexpected there, especially after he knocked over his defender. Could have had a chance to go for the basket, but I guess he expected the defense to collapse on him, leaving Dappermont open for the lay-in. Morrison trying to restart Texas's offense. Holds onto the ball herself the whole shot clock. Pump fakes, go for the last second shot, makes it. She has been hot for Texas. However, those isolation solo plays are not going to always work out in her favor. They can be mentally draining, especially if you start missing. I mean, obviously she's going to pump up the crowd after that, but that's not the kind of play coach wants you making in those situations. It's very easy for a player to go cold and begin overcompensating and make the situation worse. Hervonen steps into his shot off the back iron, no good. Substitutions for both teams. Knight back on the floor for Texas, giving up over to Rain. Rain back to Knight. Knight going to play from the left sideline. Calls for a screen from Lax. Loses the ball almost there. Gives up to Kurosaki on the right sideline. No good. Ball went all the way around the world there, starting from the left sideline and ended up on the right sideline for a long two attempt. No good though. Buckley for Edmonton. Going to hold on to the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock left. Calls for a screen. Gives it up to Siegfried. Siegfried over to Hervonen on the left sideline. Gets by his defender, drives into the basket, gets the foul on Lax. No good on the shot. However, 2 from the line is not a bad consolation prize if he can make both of them. Good on the first. Buckley going to be subbed out, bringing Jelinska back in. No good on the second, though. Edmonton missing free throws now is not a way you close this gap. Could have been a 4-point game if they had made those 2 missed free throws in the last couple possessions. Lax going to match up, has the height advantage over the defender. Too much behind it though. Hervonen gets the rebound. Put enough defensive pressure on Lax to keep him from making that easy shot. Dappermont, top of the perimeter. Probably going to give it up to Hervonen off this screen play, it looks like, but nope. Getting over to Jelinska, in fact. Jelinska drives in, goes for the shot. She's trying to do it on her own now that she's back on the court. Kurosaki dishing to Lax. Lax back to Marnu, who was left open on the perimeter. Could have taken a shot, but it's given up a Ling from the free throw line. Gets the fall. 7-point game for Texas. They've managed to stabilize the scoring between the 2 teams now, slowing down Edmonton, and we're going to see Jelinska going for another 3. If she had made it, it would have been great. However, Texas, chance to build back this buffer that they had with 4 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Marnu going for 3, extends it back to a 10-point game. Edmonton looked like they were sneaking back in, but that might have been the door slammed shut on them. Unless they make a basket here, I believe it's pretty much over. It would take monstrous mistakes from Texas to give up a 10-point lead with less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Jelinska gets a lane to the basket, dishes dangerously again. Poor play coming out from her. And we're going to see a fast break. And while I'm talking about dangerously disastrous turnovers and mistakes, that's one of them. They had a fast break going, and Knight just over anticipates where Martineau can be, sends it out of bounds. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Door isn't locked yet, but it is shut. It's going to take extreme... I don't even want to open my eyes after I saw that, but Jelinska just gave up the ball, threw it too far over her player's head, and that might have just been the key turning in the lock, closing Edmonton out off that turnover. At this point, Texas can just wind down the shot clock, burn about 3 possessions easily, and still not have to worry about the scoring lead. Martineau's going to take it up, steps out of bounds, another silly turnover. However, was able to burn 13 seconds off the clock before committing it. But given Edmonton's head-scratching mistake last possession, don't be surprised if it happens again. Jelinska needs to dish it to someone else. She can't make her shots right now. She has gone ice cold in this quarter. Giving up to Hirvonen. Hirvonen, top of the perimeter, deep in the woods, calls for a screen, gets by his man, does a leaning jumper, no good. Jelinska, though, was fighting for an offensive rebound, unable to get it, though, and we see a 3-on-3 fast break because of it. Lax drives into the paint, dishes back out to Marinu. Knight now. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They can burn about another 5 before they have to shoot. Marinu's going to go for it with the height advantage. No good. Jelinska gets the rebound. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. 10-point deficit still. Outside of shooting threes at this point, the game is out of reach for Edmonton. Especially if they keep burning the shot clock down. Hirvonen's going to drive into the paint, try and draw contact, but he gets the bucket. 86-94, 2 minutes left and 10 seconds. Texas is going to take it nice and slow now. They know they have a 4 possession difference. And that is a monstrous mistake. Knight called on the charge. Beautiful play coming out from Jelinska there. I believe that took the charge. Such a fast setup. I didn't even see her position herself for that charge. I don't think Knight expected it either. That's one way to get back in this game. If they can convert this bucket, it is possible, but huge block with Dappermont keeps him in it. Goes up for the shot, foul by Lax. Huge block sent off the backboard. Dappermont, good heads-up play to get a hold of the ball with Poodle. May not be able to understand what he says, but you know how he plays basketball at least. No go on the free throw, though. Not good. Needs to hit this one. Or miss and get the rebound, but intentional misses are rare in this level of play. And we're going to see a full-court press coming out from Edmonton. Try and force some more turnovers. Less than 2 minutes to play and 7 seconds to go, or 7-point difference. Huge pass from Marinu to Kurosaki. Could have been intercepted, but the defense wasn't ready for it. Kurosaki in the paint. Goes for a fadeaway off the backboard. 90 seconds left to play. 7-point deficit. Needs to be a three-pointer. However, Jelinska left open in the paint. Marinu doesn't even jump for that. Jelinska. Okay, Edmonton. You brought the battering ram and you've opened the door again. 5-point deficit. 60 seconds between shot clock and the end of the game. Hicks fouls on the way up. Goes to the line for 2. Go in the first. Needs to make the second one, Kurosaki. Able to get it. Back to a 7-point game. We're going to see a timeout called. Edmonton trying to get the ball up the court fast. Brings up to the half-court line. Also gives them a chance to draw up a play, possibly a three-pointer like they did earlier in the first quarter. Looks like it's going to be Jelinska with the ball. Backing up to the perimeter. Going to call for a screen. No, passing over to Hirvonen, in fact. Hirvonen with the screen from Dappermont. Goes for the long 2. Nails it. 1 minute left. 5-point game. Still possible. Edmonton needs Texas to make mistakes, though. Texas had it easily. However, a couple silly turnovers brought Edmonton back in at Ling. Good play coming out from Texas, able to get it to the Giant Panda down low in the post. Lays it up and in. 50 seconds left. That might end the game. Outside of a quick shot here. Hicks for 3. Gets it to fall. 45 seconds left. 4-point game. Edmonton refuses to be shut out of this game. Just as it seems out of reach, they get another three-pointer to fall in the clutch. Texas has to get this bucket to convert or else. They leave the door open for Edmonton, and Texas overpowers it. Knight. Hicks with the ball. Don't be surprised if he takes a 3. He's been feeling it tonight when the pressure is on. Calls for the screen. Dappermont open. They're going to double team him. Dappermont in the post, lays it up and in. 16.5 seconds left in 2-point deficit. Full court press is going to come out once again. Try and force a turnover here. They're going to foul Knight early, send him to the line. If he misses a single one, he leaves the game open for Edmonton the tie. Good on the first. All he has to do is make this one, and he can breathe a sigh of relief. Makes up for his missed layup. However, Edmonton takes their last timeout. Will bring the ball up the court. They have a chance for a three-pointer. They'll take it, but I think they're going to play for two. Probably give it to Hicks and see if they can force another double team. Looks like it's going to be actually to Hicks like I thought. Down to Hervonen. Hervonen back to Dappermont. Back to Hicks. 11 seconds. Back to Hervonen. Dappermont. Someone's got to take a shot. Linchka ends up with it. No good. That will be the end of the game. Dappermont's going to foul. However, it's not going to do much. Even though this miss comes in, 4.4 seconds left, even at a 4-point deficit, they'd have to foul on the three-point attempt and make it 5 points. So that definitely closes the game out. Texas manages to hold on despite silly mistakes, allowing Edmonton back into it. You have to see who our player of the game is. Would not be surprised if it goes to Knight or Lindsey Morrison off the bench. And it will be Knight with his 19 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Looking at the players, Kurosaki still struggled from the three-point line all night. Ended up with 7 points, 5 assists, though. Was able to find production elsewhere. Ling, 12 points, 9 rebounds, a little short of a double-double, and an assist. 3 big blocks, though, and shot great from the field, 6 for 7, especially in the end of regulation. Lax, 7 points, 11 rebounds. Marcus Knight, player of the game, maybe some controversy there considering he had 6 turnovers. Yes, he had 19 points, but so did Lindsey, who had 5 assists and only 1 turnover. Sure, he was more efficient in his scoring, 6 for 10 versus 6 for 15. Marnu, 11 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, doing a bit of everything. Nereus ended up with 13 points and 8 rebounds, an assist and a steal. Rain, 6 assists, no turnovers off the bench. Seckford, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. Zuleta only ended up with that 1 3-pointer in the first quarter. Ortega, 2 points, a rebound, and an assist. And Ishijima, 4 points and a steal. Looking over to Edmonton, Siegfried Romanorin, 7 rebounds, 2 of which were offensive. 2 big blocks coming out from him. Dappermont, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 very important blocks. Shot very well from the floor. Would have liked to have seen him utilized more considering how effective he was down low. Hervonen, 11 points, 9 assists, 5 for 15 from the field. Not very effective shooting tonight. Hicks, the MVP for Edmonton, even though he struggled from the three-point line at times, he was 8 for 14 overall. 2 big blocks also from him. Multiple blocks coming out for Edmonton tonight. And 5 rebounds. Jelinchka, 21 points, but 8 for 23 shooting is not effective at all. Her and Hervonen took the bulk of the shots, and they are partially responsible for the loss tonight given their ineffective shooting from the field goal line. Baxter Buckley, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Rux, 3 for 7 tonight, 1 for 5 from the three-point line. Was actually perfect from inside the arc, struggled from outside the arc tonight. Chester, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Sutters, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Ben Watcher, 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Drake ended up with a turnover in his 7 minutes, and Kajeta, 3 points in her 7 minutes. And if we go ahead and look at the quarter-by-quarter team comparison, Texas actually shot worse in the first quarter, field goal percentage-wise. It came down to the number of trips to the free throw line, where they had 8 baskets, or 8 free throw attempts. They made 7 of them, whereas Edmonton failed to get to the line at all, only going one time off of an and one. And then moving on to the second quarter is where Edmonton really stepped it up, shooting 50% from the field and making it to the free throw line. It seemed the momentum was swinging in their favor until that end of the quarter where Texas managed to bring it back close. And again, looking at the half, Edmonton had the advantage outside of the free throw attempts. They had far more fast break points, far more points in the paint, second chance points. It really was Edmonton in the lead for much of that game. But then the third quarter rolls around and Texas just catches on fire. 10 for 19 from the field and 6 for 6 perfect from the free throw line. Edmonton struggled a bit with a 40% field goal percentage and weren't able to get to the line at all. And Texas just destroyed them in the paint. And going into the fourth quarter, Edmonton managed to pull it back a bit, but even then, it was off of Texas's turnovers. 5 of them gave far more possessions to Edmonton, and the fact that Edmonton had 5 offensive rebounds, and Texas's shooting at 50% was the only thing that kept them in the game in the end. They could have very easily gone the other way had they been shooting just a little worse tonight. And again, almost perfect from the free throw line. 20 of their points, a fifth coming from the free throw line tonight for the Texans. They cannot rely on those often. Usually they're a bit lower, more at 16 or 15, which would have been the difference right there. And with that, Texas gains one up on Winnipeg, trying to close in that margin. Edmonton, the loss will hurt, but currently projected to make the playoffs at this rate. I've been Ryan Eastman, and our next Sports Den will be the San Jose Thrust traveling to face the Baltimore Spirits on April 10th. I hope you tune in, and I will catch you next time.